The meal might be the conduit to why someone might open the door. The relationship and the connection is why they keep opening the door. So I was born and raised just down the street in San Antonio, Texas, to a large family, and both my parents were highly active in the community. So they didn't just go home, they didn't just go to work and then come home. They were part of the community. They fed into the community. They made it better. So I remember early on, whenever we had a lot of food left over, if my mother made spaghetti, we would just go under one of the overpasses and like serve the rest. No fanfare, not part of an organization, just doing it and really learning what it meant um, to have a lot and to see those who didn't. So having that ecosystem from an early age really helped. And my great grandmother Memo, her name was Guadalupe Aguilar, and the thing I usually say is she's the most formidable person I've ever met. She spoke mostly Spanish, and I spoke mostly English. Yet somehow, through the language of love and caring, we had a really strong bond. She had 2 strokes by the time I got to know her, and the doctor said she would never walk. She walked. Now she primarily had to get long distances in a wheelchair and couldn't use the left side of her body, but would make dinner with one hand, would get ready with one hand. And so she would also ask us questions all the time. And she called them kind of like checkpoint questions. What are you doing? Where are you going? Who are you going to be when you get there? And those are kind of like things I still ask myself. But she did rely on all the family. I'm from a large family to get to places. I can't imagine my life without her. As I get older, I can't imagine how she could have her life without us. And I think that's what it's really taught me is what happens to the individuals that don't have that support network through no fault of their own. My great grandmother lived past her partner, lived past her brothers and sisters, and so was fortunate enough to have a whole lot of family take care of her. But what about those who don't? She had a lot of lessons to give. What if no one's there to even get those lessons? And I have to believe that there are parts of the community in which those lessons are there and left unlearned because they're isolated. Those lessons that can teach us far more than any technology or any kind of AI bot or anything, teach us really more about what it reveals about humanity. And I think that's, to me, what drives our work today is what's the opportunity lost from not connecting with a generation in isolation? When there's a community of abundance, which Central Texas is a community of abundance, we have so many resources. I don't believe anybody who's functionally homebound or aging in place or unseen in any part of the window of this community uh, should be there. And I think that's where we step in is we're not an agency that's just giving food or doing home repair or providing personal care. We provide human connection. We see people. We bring immense value to them just being people. And my great grandmother taught me that every person has worth. They don't have to show you that worth. They come into this with worth and dignity. And I think that's what we do is we give that a spotlight. We prop it up. I think on the other side of the door is someone who brings immense value, who has given a lifetime to a community. These are people who help build our communities, who gave of economic value, energy, blood, sweat, and tears to the Central Texas community, and now they need support back. Just by delivering a meal, the meal might be the conduit to why someone might open the door. The relationship and the connection is why they keep opening the door. The neighbor that I usually give, the last one on my route, has a dog, beautiful dog named Diamond. What I didn't realize is that neighbor had fallen 3 or 4 times, and I knew that she had fallen. But the reason she had fallen was trying to pick up Diamond to put her in the sink to give her a bath. And that's something that we can help with that doesn't cost a dime. And to be able to tell her that you can call me when Diamond starts getting to that way, and I'll come bathe your dog, or someone will help, or we'll connect you to someone with your help. Meaning she didn't have to do that activity. She hasn't fallen since. And I'm not saying it's a one-to-one corollary, but it matches up. And I think that's the power of the knock, is it connects you to people who are willing to do things, who are willing to see things, and then with those things, connect them to the right place. When people know there's another person in this world that care about them, it's a game changer. It's advocacy on the most communal, personal level. It's about meeting the neighbor where they are and helping them improve or stay as long as they can. Aging will catch up to all of us. We will all get there if we're lucky. And so making that time of life enjoyable, independent, dignified, means different things to different people. What concerns me to the most is the sheer volume. Um, we've been demographers have been talking about Central Texas becoming an aging community. In fact, Central Texas, Austin specifically, is known as an aging population because more than 10% of its population is north, I think, of 65. And those numbers are going to continue to grow. What gives me hope is that we live in a place that meets the moment continuously. Central Texas answers the call because its people care. Each and every day we have more and more volunteers signing up to say yes to being a part of the community, to being part of people's lives in this way. Those individuals who rely on our services, they deserve that dignity. They deserve the dignity of support. Each person is different. So for some of us, it's more meaningful to give of our time. For some of us, it's more meaningful to give of our financial resources. For some of us, that means giving our attention to this problem. What I would say is right now, give what is more meaningful to you to this issue. It's going to take all those buckets to raise our neighbors up and to ensure that they are able to age in place with dignity and independence. So give of yourself in a way that's meaningful. I guarantee you it'll have that return benefit. The return on giving is always compounded interest.